Welcome back. This is the segment in which big reputations will just keep getting bigger. It's time for our round one tips. We've all picked the Cats to defeat the Magpies, so let's start with a rematch of the grand final in 2021 with the Demons taking on the Bulldogs. The Demons, you see them knocking off this powerhouse Bulldogs forward line, Jason?
I'm very bullish about the Demons this year. I think bringing Brodie Grundy in only helps, and it allows Gawn to play a little bit of time forward. I'm concerned if May doesn't play. Make no mistake about that, because I think he's a really important piece of the puzzle. But I'm also yet to see a team that plays extra talls actually dominate. I can't remember, in fact, Al, the last time contested marking won a game.
I mean, individuals, yes, but like trying to stack 3 or 4 of them in the one forward line. I mean, you're the expert at that. How would you feel if there was another 3 or 4 guys there jumping against you?
Yeah, well, there's a couple of things involved. A, do you get enough of the footy? But B, is there enough defensive pressure when the ball isn't marked? And how's it going to rebound out of that defensive 50? So it's going to be interesting to watch.
They're going to be the hardest working small forwards in the comp, whoever the Bulldogs have down there. And they've got some injuries in that.
Correct. Well, Wakeman's not there, is he?
Yeah, and even Arthur Jones was a little bit of an excitement machine in the pre-season, and he's not available. So
I love how you threw that out there, Al. You know what it's like to compete against people in the forward line. Do you know what his instruction was? Get out of the forward line, give me all the room, and I'll kick you 100 goals, because I'm the man, he used to say.
I never said that at all.
All the time. All right, quick tip. So you going with the Ds?
Yeah, I like the Ds as well. I think, the midfield, it's going to be a bit of a shootout. We know there's some guys in there who can get some massive numbers. And you mentioned Petrarca early. He had 38 disposals and 2 goals against the Dogs in round 1 last year. So I reckon he can go massive again.
All right, we're all going with the Ds. Let's look at Port Adelaide versus the Lions on Saturday afternoon, Adelaide Oval. You're bullish on the Lions. Do you see them winning this one?
Well, and I think they've got a really good record against Port as well. They've won the last 5 against Port. I think they travel okay. So even though I think there's a bit of pressure on Port and they need to do something this season under Ken Hinkley, I am bullish about the Lions. I think they've recruited really, really well. I think Gunston gives them a little bit of organisation up forward. I love Dunkley in the midfield. We've all spoken already about Will Ashcroft, how he's going to be. I think they've got a pretty fit list as well, even though Zorko's not playing. But I love what they're bringing to the table. I think they'll be too good.
So Port Adelaide last year opened their account 0-5. Al, do you think they're going to open their account with a win?
No, but
that was a long no.
The big move for them, and it was in round 5. I think at half time they moved Connor Rosie into the midfield. He'd been playing sort of stuck deep in the forward line, and from then on he played as a pure midfielder, averaged 25 disposals a game for the rest of the season. So I expect he'll be in there from day one this time. So that will definitely help them, and I'm backing him. I love the way he plays, but I think the Lions in this one.
What about Horn Francis? What impact do you expect him to have?
Yeah, it's a big unknown, isn't it? Yeah, he's exciting, but he does give away a lot of free kicks, so be interesting to see how he goes.
All right, is this an early look for the wooden spoon? I hate to say that. I know you were going to turn to me as a Hawk. That's okay. So the Hawks take on the Bombers Sunday afternoon at the G. I've got the Hawks winning, albeit that Luke Bruce down there running a daycare centre with all these kids around. But are you going with the Hawks?
I'm going with the Hawks. I'm genuinely worried about this one. We all know that we passionately dislike the Bombers. That's just the way we roll here. And look, pressure's on them to deliver as well. Their first game under Brad Scott. How's that going to go? I'm sure they'll be a little bit more structured, but this will actually be a really good clash because we know they have a great rivalry too, Al.
Yeah, I'm tipping the Bombers in this one. I think they might actually make a decent start to the season, but one to watch is last year in the corresponding game, Zach Merritt, new captain obviously, Darcy Parish had 60 touches between them, but Finn McGuinness didn't play as a tagger in that game, and we know, he was tagging in an intra-club, I think, this season, so expect him to stand right next to one of those boys at the first bounce, so I'd be a little bit wary about getting behind either of them to have a big total, but I still think Essendon can get over the line.
Do you think Wiedemann's a good addition to that forward line?
Yeah, I like him. It's just consistency's just been the issue for him, but surely he'll get the chances now, so the ball's in his court.
All right, okay, there you have it. Let's have a look at some of the other games in round 1. We're all tipping Kangaroos to beat the Eagles under new coach Alistair Clarkson, and Jason is alone. Well, who would have thought, thinking that Adelaide will defeat the Giants? I can't believe you've done that. Adam Kingsley's going to open his account, but thanks very much, Jason. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Outstanding work from you two. Thanks for joining us on Fox Sports Lab AFL. Make sure you subscribe below and follow us on socials. See you next week.
Footy is life. It's loyalty, rivalry, love and pain. Footy is everything. That's why we've made a betting brand for footy fans. That's better. Gamble responsibly.